Hello, Saints. We talked a little bit about Emmanuel last time and about how he was a prophecy concerning the present day with King Ahaz, but how Isaiah is going to use this story and continue it on and show a larger blessing, the bigger story of Messiah. In chapter 8, it talks about the coming Assyrian kingdom and how it's going to invade the land. And what we got going here is that after the northern kingdom has been dispersed, uh, we have this picture of Assyria as a river that overflows its bank. But before that, at the beginning of chapter 8, there's another baby that's a prophecy. And that begins in chapter 8, verse 1. And the Lord said to me, Isaiah, take a large piece of parchment and write on it with an ordinary pen, Meher Shalal Hashbaz. I have appointed trustworthy witnesses, the priest Uriah and Zechariah's son, and Jeberechiah. I was then intimate with the prophetess. Isaiah is speaking. That means his wife becomes a prophetess because of the children she bears. That's her prophecy. And she shall conceive and give birth to a son. The Lord said to me, name him Meher Sha'al Hashbaz, which means speeding to the plunder. That's the prophecy. The northern kingdom is running to plunder, running to ruin. And that's the prophecy of the boy. And when Assyria comes in, it then heads south. This is a bit of a prophecy here that it begins to unfold in not just the northern kingdom, but the southern kingdom. He says in verse 8 of chapter 8, I will pour into Judah, flood over it, and sweep through, reaching up to the neck of its flooded banks, will fill your entire land, Emmanuel. So he gives a promise of God with us. And this river is the river Euphrates that overflows. It will come down to Judah. It won't overwhelm the people. It'll be up to their necks, though. But it won't destroy them. And we know that happened after the northern kingdom was exiled. He came down to Judah, surrounded the city. But he got a call. So within a day or so, he was gone. And Judah was spared for about 100 years before Nebuchadnezzar. And so we see here in that prophecy is this bigger prophecy of Emmanuel, God with us. God was with the people then, back with King Ahaz, when Emmanuel was born, to be a prophecy that God was with them. And there was a reminder day by day, hey, God with us, Emmanuel. So they were reminded daily. Now we have the other one, the other boy that was born as a prophecy, speeding to the plunder. But here was the pitch that Isaiah gives about the river overflowing and threatening Judah, but doesn't overwhelm them. And he ends with the words, Emmanuel, God with us. God will punish his people because of unbelief, because of idol worship. But he does it because he loves them. He chastises them to correct them. But we see that God always comes back to restore them. Because God is the covenant keeper. We are the covenant breakers. Stay with me on this story